What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. And that pitch that you just saw has been graded as one of the worst strike calls in umpire history. Later on in that game, Kyle Tucker had Yordan's back. Yordan got hit by a pitch, and then Tucker, he pimped the you-know-what out of that pitch and stared down the pitcher. Shohei made some history last night against the Padres, and Elly De La Cruz, he's on a mission to be baseball's best power and speed threat. Before we show the highlights, a massive tip of the cap to you guys, a huge shout out. You've been supporting like crazy. We just passed 490,000 subscribers. We're so close to 500,000. Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off your tickets. And on Underdog Fantasy, code Fuzzy will get you a $100 deposit match. We have some pretty devastating news to begin the recap. Spencer Strider, he is officially out until 2025. Now, I don't know if this was full-blown Tommy John or he underwent a surgery like Ohtani. So if you're a Braves fan, you can absolutely blame me. And I say that because I also picked Garrett Cole, and look what happened to him. All right, let's get the games underway. The Nationals at the A's. Paul Blackburn, he's been burning zeros into scoreboards all season long, and he has not allowed a run in 3 starts. It was close on that play. Meneses, he was originally called safe, but replay confirmed that that was wrong. He was out. Lawrence Butler, he's been having a tough start to the year, so going 445, that's got to feel really good. Like I said, though, Blackburn, he did not allow a single run. He's going to come out just before going 7 innings. McFarland, he's going to have to face CJ Abrams with the bases loaded, and McFarland, he clutched up. He got CJ to whiff on pretty much a fastball down the middle. Now that I'm reading my script, I don't remember if it was a fastball or an off-speed, whatever. Paul, he was well on his way to a W until Jesse Winker turned back the clock. He went 4 for 4 in this game. He's hitting 360 on the year. He hasn't looked like the true Jesse Winker, like the aura of Jesse Winker has been missing for years. It might be back. The game's now knotted at 1 going into extras. Butler, he got his chance again. He blooped it the other way. Ball game. He stayed back. That's a very nice approach. The A's are, I think, 5-2 over their last 7. Another game that needed extras. The Dodgers and the Padres faced off, and we know every time they play, it's going to be a chaotic event, let's face it. Manny Machado hit one off Yamamoto. He took a look at the Dodgers dugout after he pimped that one. Ohtani, he then made some history. He launched an opposite field home run. He tied Hideki Matsui for the most home runs ever hit by a Japanese-born player. Ha-Sung Kim and Max Muncy, they then traded home runs because that's just what these teams do. Every time they play each other, again, it's madness. That Muncy home run happened right before Xander booted the final out of the second, and that set up a big moment for Mookie. And of course, he didn't miss. He's Mookie Betts. That's his 6th home run of the year. The Dodgers are back up in front, and Teoscar, he extended it even further. He's up to 17 RBIs. Those are leading baseball. His 5th home run, by the way. They don't miss JD Martinez at all, which is crazy. The Padres, they're not going to give up easy. Jake Cronenworth, the comeback campaign is back in full effect. He has 8 extra base hits and 14 RBIs already. I won't show it, but Xander, he grounded out in the next inning to get it back to a 2-run deficit. We have ducks on a pond for Nando, and his bat is looking so much better this year. His exit velocities, they were great last year, but he struck out way too much. The strikeouts are almost down 10%. He's currently on pace for a 50-20 season after tying it up with that 2-run home run. I thought that this was fun. It didn't result in anything, but Ohtani, he ripped a double versus his former WBC teammate, Yuki Matsui. Matsui, he struck out Muncy to end the threat. So again, we're going to need extras. We go 11. Jackson Merrill, he showed off a ton of tools. Wait for the web gems later on because he made a sick diving play. He was pumped to put his team ahead, and then he makes the final out. The Padres, they take the season series lead over the Dodgers 2-1. They're now 8-8. The Diamondbacks and the Giants are going to try and capitalize on the Dodgers' loss. The Diamondbacks, they're taking on the Cardinals. The Giants, they got the Rays. We'll do the Arizona game first. The announcer, he couldn't have said it any better. He said someone's going to have to pay for Nolan Arenado's early season struggles, and it turns out Brandon Pfaadt was the unfortunate victim. And look who's back. Lars Nootbaar, he crushed a monster 440-foot 2-run home run. It's 6-0 Cardinals. Steven Matz, he was cruising through 4, but Arizona, they started chiseling away. Newman, he doubled in Blaze Alexander. Marte and Gurriel, they brought it to a 3-run game. In steps the newcomer Eugenio Suarez, still kind of looking for his welcome to Arizona moment. Gallegos is now in for Steven Matz. All he needs is 1 out, and Suarez, he's not going to give it to him. He showed off the pop. He takes an outside fastball the other way for a game-tying 3-run home run. If anyone ever says velo doesn't matter, look at that swing. If it was 97, he might have swung and missed. Suarez has 14 RBIs. Arizona fans, they got to be super happy with this play thus far. The game did not stay tied for long. Former Arizona legend Paul Goldschmidt unties it. Mason Wynn, he added to the lead with a triple to right field, and the kid can fly. Victor Scott, he can also fly as well, but he does the smart thing. He just puts the ball in play for a sac fly. Ryan Helsley, he strikes out Ketel Marte. He has 5 saves on the season. The Diamondbacks, they're now 6-8, whereas the Cardinals, they pulled the Padres. They're back to 500. The Giants are 5-8, and we know that these are not must-win games. There's plenty of season left, but like the Dodgers and Arizona both lost, so you got to try and clutch up. Blake Snell got his little pregame montage, and San Francisco starter Keaton Winn, he got into some trouble early. The bases are jacked for the Rays, and it looked like he was about to get out of it because he struck out Jose Siri. He needed one more out, and he couldn't get it. He walks Yandy Diaz, but eventually he got out of it, so it's only 1-0 Rays. The Rays defense imploded just a little bit. Jung Hoo Lee, he singled, he stole second base, and now he's at third because they threw it away, and then they threw it away again. That scored a wild pitch, but thankfully for Tampa Bay, Jose Caballero's defense is so good. He steps on the bag, tosses across his body for the double play. We head to the bottom half of that inning. Nick Ahmed's noodle arm could not beat Harold Ramirez. Harold then had to unhook the trailer. He's going to score. We had an interference call at third base, so Ahmed Rosario, he's called safe because you cannot block the runner in 2024. Again, he's called safe. It's a 2-1 score for Pete Fairbanks, the Rays closer, and he walked the leadoff hitter, which is never a sign of good things to come. It usually means that bad things are going to happen. The speedster Tyler Fitzgerald pinch ran for Wilmer, and he can move. 3 stolen bases over the last 24 hours. He gets in scoring position. Ahmed, not far enough. The last hope is Jung Hoo Lee, and basically the exact same spot. Randy, he catches it, he seals it. Now let's see if the Rays can benefit from an Orioles loss. We have Jackson versus Jackson, the number 2 prospect, Jackson Chourio, versus the number 1 prospect, Jackson Holliday. And also, I just want to mention, Jackson Merrill for the Padres is also 20 years old and a super prospect, so if you want your kid to make it to the big leagues, just go ahead and name them Jackson. It's destiny. Milwaukee went up 2 with a bang. El Kraken went yard. He went 435 feet before the former Oriole, Joey Ortiz. He delivered with an RBI extra base hit of his own. That's a triple, which has to feel really good, but also being traded for Corbin frickin' Burns is kind of a compliment, not gonna lie. Jackson Holliday got a standing ovation, and it's just the MLB pitching is so much better than AAA or whatever minor league pitcher you can face. Like, there's no Freddie Peralta in AAA unless you're facing Paul Skeens. The only base runner allowed through 4 was Colton Cowser. He doubled earlier, and that's a long home run. He's a damn problem. Like, his chase rates are really good. His exit velocities are impressive. And you know what else is a problem and very impressive? The entire Brewers offense. Willie says, screw your wall. I'm going to hit this baseball and watch it go very, very far. Baltimore, I guess, did not like that pimp job after William Contreras connected on a 2-run home run to make it 9-1. By the way, he's hitting .350 with 3 home runs. We had some tensions. Willie and McCann got in each other's faces. I guess that McCann did not like Willie pimping it. Willie got on. He scores on a free league base knock, and he stared down McCann while McCann was trying to field a baseball. Anyways, Freddie Peralta mowed down the Orioles, struck out 11. He's got 26 strikeouts in like 17 innings. Joey Ortiz, he put the finishing touches on a blowout W. He had 3 base hits in this one, and I'm just happy that he's getting playing time. The Brewers are 9-3. So Jackson Holliday falls to a pretty bleak 0-13 with 7 strikeouts. He's also made a few kind of blunders in the field, but he's 20 years old. We have to remember that Mike Trout hit .220 in his first 40 games. Aaron Judge hit .179 over his first 27 games. Like, chill. I'm seeing people say that he's a bust. Relax, it's been 14 seconds. Oh, you thought 11 runs was a lot. The Rockies and the Jays also ran up the score. One of these teams scored 12. Gausman, he got lit up in his last start. He's looking to bounce back. He struck out Chris Bryant, then was handed a lead by Kevin Biggio. But Colorado, they tied it right up. Brendan Rodgers, he doubled to score Elias Diaz. And Toronto is back up again. Dalton Varsho really needs to get it going. Hopefully that home run is him figuring things out because he's been bad. The Rockies, they knew that Gausman was not himself, and it was only a matter of time before his shoulder kind of gave out, and they broke it open over the middle frames. Ryan McMahon doubled in Ezekiel Tovar. McMahon scores on a Diaz single. Yesterday, I said that Nolan Jones is struggling, and I'm saving my call-outs for when they're needed, okay? I called out Bryce. He hit 3 home runs. I call out Nolan Jones, and he has a big game. That's an RBI double. KB hit the gap for a 2-run double, knocking Gausman out the game. Kevin's now allowed 11 runs over his last 2 starts. The Rockies looked locked in, so it might have not mattered who they faced. Oh my, it worked. It worked again. Nolan Jones with a 112-mile-per-hour missile. Who should we call out next? Who is struggling that needs to be called out? Ezekiel Tovar, he's been raking all year. That's his 3rd. He's hitting .340. Doyle, he's been better. He doubled in 1 more. Colorado, they kept it going. It's now 11-2, but I'm not going to show all of the kind of small stuff. McMahon, that's his 3rd double of the game. He's hitting .415 with a near .490 on base percentage. IKF, that's a cute little home run, his first as a J, but that's all Toronto had. They get crushed. Gausman, he looks iffy. Manoah has fallen off. It could be rough for the Jays over the next few weeks if Gausman doesn't figure it out. We have the Red Sox and the Angels. Mike Trout and the Halos got a gift from Boston. That was a tailor-made double play, and it turns into a nightmare situation. Ward, he's up with runners in scoring position. He jolts a grounder, and they miss another double play opportunity after that bobble. Aaron Hicks says thank you. He hits a hanging changeup. It's now 2-0. Make it 3 after a wild pitch and a weak chopper. I mean, that's off the bat of Brandon Drury, which it's going to happen later in the game too. This next clip is hilarious. Pablo Reyes, buddy, come on, man. Let's not look like that. The announcer actually chuckled while watching this play unfold, but just wait. It gets worse because the Red Sox, they threw the ball around. Another run scores because the Sox unplugged themselves. Nolan Schanuel, he made it 5-0 on a long single. That isn't a single, though. Taylor Ward, he's so back. He now has 4 home runs and 14 RBIs and a 123 OPS plus since 2022 after almost being written off over his first few years because he was awful. Hoping that Joe Adell can have a Taylor Ward resurgence and not be bad. Reed Detmers is going to take over the next few minutes because he put the Boston Red Sox in a body bag, almost 7 shutout with 7 strikeouts. He's putting up Freddie Peralta numbers, but like he's been better. 26 strikeouts over 17 innings with a dazzling 1 ERA. He shuts out the Red Sox. They lose 7-0. From the Red Sox to the Reds and Sox, get it because the Reds are facing the White Sox. Okay, anyway. Christian Encarnacion Strand, he kickstarts it with the sac fly. And Ellie, he gets to an 18-game on-base streak after he got sawed off. Nothing came of that, though. The White Sox, they almost made a sick play. Jake Fraley, he was able to beat it out, and then the White Sox just dropped it. That allows CES to score, and you want to see a real-life perfect. Ellie De La Cruz has been a cheat code the last week, and I did some research. He is the 23rd player ever to have 10 runs scored with 4 home runs and 4 stolen bases over 6 games. That power speed threat is unreal. Tyler Stevenson, he got one to go as well. That's back-to-back home runs. Andrew Abbott, the lefty, he went 1-2-3 in the 7th, so 1 run allowed over 7. A little nice bounce-back start for him. The Reds just completely embarrassed the White Sox at home. Christian Encarnacion Strand, that's a 2-run single. Santiago Espinal drove home the game's final 2 runs. That's an 11th spot for the Reds, and the sky is the limit for this offense if they can get McClain back, Marte back, and who's the other guy? Oh, TJ Friedel. Okay, well, now it's time to talk about Angel Hernandez again. This dude loves attention, and I think that has to be the reason why he's so awful. Before we get into the Angel Hernandez experience, Adolis Garcia smoked a single. It's 1-0 Rangers. No, it isn't, because Kyle Tucker hit his first of 2. Wait for it. JP France, he continued the stretch of awful starts by an Astro. He walked a bunch. He walked Josh Smith with the bases loaded. Wyatt Langford, he threw his barrel at an outside fastball. He dropped it in. 2 end up scoring. But what's bigger than 2? 3. Jonah Heim gets 3 runs on 1 swing. He was completely stolen by the A's in that Elvis Andrus trade. Evan Carter, he makes it 8-1 on a single. JP, he's still out there because he kind of has to. He needs to save the bullpen. The Astros cooked up a little rally to score off the bats of Dubon and Myers. It's just that Adolis doesn't care about your rallies. Jared Walsh doesn't either. He drove in a pair to make it a fat 12 spot, but here's where things get fun for me as someone who loves drama. Jordan got hit by a pitch down by 9. Like, bro, throw some strikes. Kyle felt the same way. He decided to really enjoy that one. He flips the bat, and then he stares down the pitcher, and that fired up the Astros. Dubon and Myers did their things again. They drove in more runs, but I hate to break it to you guys, that's where the scoring ends. The Rangers win 12-9 in Houston. They're now 4-11, and they have the 2nd worst team ERA in all of baseball. Now, we're going to rewind back to the 4th inning because Angel Hernandez completely hosed this kid of a fair at bat. Wyatt Langford, he's a top prospect. He's been pretty good to start the year. You just can't hit that pitch. And it's always Angel Hernandez. Like, yeah, umpires get things wrong all the time, but the worst of the worst, the most egregious calls are always because of Angel Hernandez. This guy cannot be in baseball anymore. He's going to get hit one day. Coming up, we have back-to-back games where the winning team scored 8, so we're going to breeze through this one because I kind of feel bad for Marlins fans. Austin Riley, he gets 2 bases and an RBI on 1 swing. It's 2-0 after Ozzie singled in another. Nardi forgot how to pitch. By the way, this is the 7th inning because I am kind of speeding through. He walks Olsen. Ozuna has been an RBI machine. Those are RBIs 14 and 15. Harris, he drove in another on a hustle single. As Orlando Arcia hit around in the order, 2 at-bats in 1 inning. It was a nice stop, but he just cannot complete the play. The Braves score 7, make it 8 because Ozuna has 6 home runs and 16 RBIs. He's batting .360 as well. Max Fried, he went 6 1/3, 4 hits. I'm just not going to show it because I'm having mercy on Marlins fans and their souls. They're now 2-12. Mark Hanna has been pretty good for the Tigers to start the year, unlike Javier Baez, but I'll keep on saying this. His glove does not slump. Javier Baez, he robs Kyle Farmer of his first base hit of the year. Farmer is now 0-15 after that at bat. Correa, he then stole a hit, and I don't know if he hurt his side on that dive or if it was a check swing, but he comes out, and damn, man, it's been confirmed that he has an oblique strain. Those are awful. He was looking so much better. The Twins just cannot catch a break. That injury instantly made an impact as Willie Castro botches it at shortstop. He was trying way too hard in front of his former team. Riley Green, he goes the other way. Jake Rogers motors around to score. Torkelson, he gave the Twins some firewood. His bat breaks, but he got it through. Matt Vierling almost broke his bat as well. He got sawed off, but of course it drops. I call those controller smashers because if that happened to me in MLB MLB The Show, I'm tossing it. Bloop singles are just the worst. Canna, he drove in another. Torkelson almost broke his bat again and again. He gets an RBI single. Vierling, not sawed off right there. That is the 8th run for the Tigers. He's hitting 310, and the exit velocities with defense and speed, they're all looking really good. Screwball, he put the Twins in a blender on the pitching side. 5 strikeouts over 5. He throws gas, like straight gas, and dating back to last year, he has a 2.6 ERA and an 11.2 strikeouts per 9. Luis Severino was given the tough task of facing the league's hottest lineup, the Royals, and it kind of blows my mind that Salvi is only 33 years old. It genuinely feels like he's been playing for 20 plus years. He's hitting over 300 with 3 home runs now. Sevy, he did calm down, and his offense picked him up as Brandon Nimmo, he clutched up with 2 outs, and same for McNeil, so it's now 2-1 Mets, and DJ Stewart, he missed a barrel, which was a good thing. He'll take that. Another RBI for the Mets. He got it to bloop in. Mets fans, they wanted to pull a Phillies with Trey Turner because Turner was terrible. They gave him a standing ovation, then he was better. Lindor's been awful. They gave him a standing O, and he singled, and the crowd went crazy. That was Lindor's 4th hit in 48 at-bats versus right-handed pitchers. Brett Beatty, he kind of felt disrespected with the outfield setup, so he said, I'm going to hit it over everyone. The Royals were playing way too far in, and Isbell almost got there. A great read, but he missed the web gem. Beatty gets 2 RBIs. He's hitting .327, and Alonso, he wanted to help out his own cause. That home run is $1,000 more to animal shelters across the country. The Mets stopped the mighty Royals, and the Mets are now 1 win from getting back to 500. Philly is debuting the brand new City Connect jerseys, and I want to know, what are your thoughts on them? I like them, but also they kind of resemble a slow pitch men's softball jersey. Philly starter Christopher Sanchez booted the ball and then walked Henry Davis with the bases loaded, so we head to the 4th, 2 outs, runners on 1st and 3rd. Trey just slipped. His cleat did not get any traction. Another 2-out situation, this time for the Pirates. Stott, he bounced one, and the Pirates looked like a Little League squad right there. What even is this game? JT Realmuto, he then took a 98 fastball to the wrist. Another free run for the Pirates. Okay, this one was 100% earned. Henry Davis lasers a hanging changeup for an RBI double, and Brian Reynolds, he ripped it back up the middle, scoring Davis. Aroldis, he was doing Aroldis things. 2 got on for Bryce Harper, who can get it to a 1-run game on 1 swing if he goes yard, but he got robbed. Brian Reynolds, he makes the diving grab, and Bryce, he's been frustrated lately in the box. He throws the helmet. Bednar, he doesn't blow the save this time, and the Pirates do beat the Phillies 5-2, their first W of the series so far. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like bases out of walks or hit by pitches are way up this year, and I haven't done the research, so I can't confirm that, but there's another. Jordan Wicks, he hits Luis Urias. JP Crawford couldn't get it past 3rd base, so the threat is over. Jordan Hicks, he had a weird next few innings because he settled down, but also he was walking people, so he strikes guys out, walks people. Do not let J-Rod get hot. His worst OPS by far in regards to months is March and April, so again, don't let him get hot. Ty France, he's been hot all year long. Look at his baseball savant page. He is crushing this year. That's another RBI. Bryce Miller, he took over from there. Just 3 base hits over 6 1/3. His stuff is so nasty. He does have some arm slot issues in terms of consistency, but if he can keep it going, I mean, the Mariners are going to be really good if they start raking. The Cubs stole back a little bit of momentum. Yan Gomes beat out a single because France, he was off the bag, and Michael Busch, he's arriving. That ball had a family, man. That's his 3rd home run of the year. His barrel rates have been really good. The exit velocities are looking juicy, just like Ty France. Stanek, he eventually got the save as the Mariners beat the Cubs 4-2. One more time, guys, I want to say thank you so much for 490,000 subscribers. We're getting so close to 500,000. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and enjoy the web gems.
Jolted to left center. This will stay in the yard. Merrill dives on to the warning.
First pitch, right field. Fraley way back against the wall.
Lifts this ball in shallow left field. Muncie's out. Caught off by Betts. Near the sidewall. Into the netting.
Popped up. Urias chases coming in.
This is a long run for Conforto. And he dives it.
As much scoring as they put together. Mateo going back on this ball, and he crashes into the wall. Hangs up.
Lifts this ball in shallow left field. Muncie's out. Caught off by Betts. Near the sidewall.